What's going on, y'all? So we back again for another episode review for Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is season 5 according to the websites. Season 5 episode 8 want to mark the boundaries. Okay, we want to mark the boundaries. All right. I just needed a break yesterday, so I was just doing some things for myself yesterday. That's why y'all didn't get the video, which, oh girl, I just needed a break. I literally, you want to know what I did yesterday? I didn't do anything yesterday. I just laid in the bed for a little bit, fixed some things up around here, and then prop my knee up and everything. Bitch, I just had to relax. I got a little bit of intoxicated and I just had to relax, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because I just realized that I have been working for a while and I ain't really had no break, okay? And it's just it's all coming down on me. Like, I'm literally about to start looking into, trying to go somewhere, okay? Because when I tell you I haven't had a vacation in the past couple of years or so, since prior to the pandemic, it's just a mess. And I honestly need that shit for my mental health at this point, because I'm mentally fucking exhausted. But anyway, let's just get up into this episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. We start off with Kimmy. She's telling Maurice that she closed the deal. She got the first deal or whatever. I guess, because Maurice, he does the credit and the titles and shit like that. And so now that they into the real estate or whatever, now she's doing the titles. And, I get the significance of trying to be a black-owned company that's doing this, especially for black people. Because, a lot of, listen, it is 2022 and we see the mess that's going on now. Okay, just from being on Twitter alone in the past couple of days since old boy brought Twitter, all this so-called free thinking and free speech and, and yeah, free speech is good for certain things, but, it's came about with hate speech and, all this other discriminatory stuff that's going on. And then, they're talking about being in real estate or whatever. I've been seeing so many reports and so many articles about how, and we know this goes on, red line communities with African Americans. And if y'all don't know what that means, y'all need to look that up, especially if you're black, or a minority, but mostly black. The discrimination in the real estate industry when it comes to trying to sell an African American person's home in comparison to trying to sell a white person's home. The white person home will go very much higher than the black home, even if they're in the same neighborhood or in the same vicinity. You know what I'm saying? We've seen that. Hell, I just seen an article about an interracial couple, gay couple at that. The husband, I don't know if they was boyfriend or husbands or whatever. Either way, one of the people had told the black guy that the home can sell for like $2,000 or $3,000. They can like $3,000 some dollars, 300,000, 550, whatever the fuck. Either way, he got a low price, and then when they said it to the the companion, the white boy, oh, it went up. It went up. And see, that's what they're going off of. And I just said, it's fucked up that we still live in a town like this. I'm sorry if I'm getting off track, but I just felt like I needed to say that. But anyway, so, because Kimmy did a little speech in her little confessionals about, having black ownership and black, businesses or whatever, catering to the black people, whatever, especially in the market that they're trying to do. And that's cool or whatever. So they get all of that tied down. And then, they was talking about setting some meetings with some people. And then Kenny was like, let's talk about some meetings. Okay, since we want to talk about meetings, let's talk about the meeting that happened the day before. And Maurice, I was with Maurice partly on this part when he said, can we talk about meetings that's actually going to make us money? Because, baby, we was there. We was there. Why do we need to discuss this again? But basically what I got out of that whole situation is Kimmy said, if y'all want Okay, we got two situations on our hands at this point. It's Wanda and it's Mark. You want more so and Tisha to be solely responsible for sitting Wanda down and telling her she needs to calm the hell down or she can't come around the group. You need to tell the same thing to Mark. You and Marcel need to say the same thing to Mark. And Maurice said, well, the difference is, Wanda is just coming for other people, but Mark is, trying to defend himself. You know what I'm saying? And I said, defend himself from what? I just want somebody to put it down in the comments, because I honestly, it's getting to a point, baby, all of this shit is just coming together, like it's just bumping together, whatever, and it's mixing in, and I'm like, girl, well, what was the fucking starting point? Besides the fact that, Tisha and Mel got into it, mostly because Mel was up in her feelings or whatever, and Tisha was being naive or whatever. I do feel like, that's where the starting, messed up shit started between Tisha and Mel, when Martell, it was rumors about him cheating and all that other stuff came out in like the end of the first season, second season, whatever. Okay, we get that. But with this Mark situation and all that, I just don't understand, how did he get up in this? And how do you get so pissed off that somebody said that they didn't date you? And I get, like, okay, it's an ego thing or whatever, but if somebody said y'all was just friends, let it just be that. You don't want people digging up into your life or whatever. And truth be told, I don't understand why Miss Vanessa just said that they was just friends. I don't know if she's embarrassed by it, ashamed by it, or whatever. Did some stuff happen within their relationship that you don't want to talk about, and that's why you don't want to say anything? To be quite honest, we don't care. We not looking at this to see about your relationship with Mark, or, Mel's mama's relationship with this person or that person. So at the end of the day, it really don't matter. But I know it was something dealing with like a supposedly sex tape or whatever that we knew wasn't true or whatever, and it was a rumor that was going around, and that's when I just first heard the mention of a Mark. I didn't even know they had all these goddamn brothers up in that family, And at this point, what is there to defend? And I'm honestly acting, because I don't keep up with these people like that, to know the drama, to know the ins and outs of all of the mess that's been going on. I honestly want to know, what is there to defend that he had to come through and defend himself? Maybe he'll say it later on in the episode, because y'all know I'm only in the first half, okay? So I can give y'all everything, a thorough review, since I'm a little bit late. But I was just like, oh, okay, well, if you want to put it that way, cool, but still, at the end of the day, it's not making him look any good. It's making him look very much the asshole, very much a bitter person, because somebody making him look bitter as hell, and that's not what you would or should want people to look at you like. You know what I'm saying? Something like that, I'd be like, okay, cool, I see how it is. I know not to fuck with this bitch no more, and I'm gonna just let that shit go. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna put myself out there and open myself up for fucking social media and everybody and their mama. Maybe he don't know how social media work or whatever, because that's what they do. As soon as you open up your mouth about something, bitch, that's when you opening up the floodgates and giving everybody permission to go ahead and get up into your life, digging for your information, and I ain't got time for it, baby. Meanwhile, Maurice, he's like, well, at the end of the day, he's older, he's set in his ways, and it's going to be hard to get him to change. And I don't feel like they want them to force him to change. It's just that, sit him down and talk to him. That's what they want, okay? That's all that you can do, because you can't force a person to change no matter what their age is. You know what I'm saying? So just make it look like you're attempting to do something. Meanwhile, we get Kiki. Girl, Mel is over. I don't care. After the interviews, I seen the interview a little bit that, but Kiki did with Scotty, I think. And I still just don't understand the relationship between Mel and Kiki. And my whole thing is this: I get it that y'all probably was friends before Tisha, whatever. But if we're friends, I'm not going to tell you who to be friends with. I will never tell a person who to be friends with, because that's kind of fucked up. Because I'm a grown-ass woman, and you're not going to tell me who the hell I'm going to be friends with. You got an issue with somebody, that's your issue. But people don't know how to stay neutral in situations, okay? And that's my issue is with Kiki. Like, that's why everybody feel like with the whole Mel and Kiki being cool, it feels as though, people come to that conclusion that, baby, you being played by Mel or whatever. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because you Tisha's cousin, and Mel up here talking to you about the situation that's going on or whatever, and you offering situations and offering, information, whether we heard it or not. That's what people gonna be assuming. You know what I'm saying? Because then you get your ass up on here, and now we already know that you got a little bit of issues with Miss Wanda, you got issues with Tisha. So it's like, whose side? And it's not even picking sides. It's like, just stay neutral, okay? As soon as she came up in there, the Mel house or whatever, because according to Mel, they really good friends and they just haven't seen each other in a minute. Okay, that's fine or whatever. Ain't nobody saying that you can't be friends with the girl. It's just that, why am I going to put you in a predicament? If you my friend, why am I going, and I having issues with your family, or your not even your immediate family? That's her cousins, okay? Do you consider cousins and aunties immediate family, or is it just, sisters, brothers, mama, daddy? Y'all put that in the comments. Because if it's something like that, why would I want to put you in the middle of it by telling you the stuff that's going on? No, if I respect you as a friend, and I see your position in this shit, and the fact that you cool, that's your family, whatever, I'm not going to put you in the middle of it. So I'm not going to tell you anything about it. You know what I'm saying? But of course, we get the whole situation about what happened at the store, and, what happened, with Miss Wanda and all this stuff, and and then of course Kiki had to put out there the whole issue that happened between her and Marcel at that little get together, where Marcel was trying to basically blackmail her with her own information, which I felt was kind of fucked up. But it just goes to show, families are just a difficult, and I'm sorry, girl, I had to order some food today, and I wasn't even going to order nothing, because it's just one of those days, and I got to go downstairs anyway. It's just one of those difficult situations, and it's just being made even more difficult by all of this mess. So instead of trying to fix y'all issues first, you listening, and it's just a mess. I just feel real not comfortable with the whole Mel and Kiki, and let's discuss what happened and all this stuff. Now let's talk about some other shit that ain't got nothing to do with that. That's how I feel about it. Others may feel differently, but I mean, for the sake of the show, drama, that's what we need, so that's what we gonna do. So then, basically, and this is where things get a little bit complicated. Now, again, I still feel a little weird. I'm gonna say it again about Mel and Kiki, talking about the family issues. But at this point, I understand the disconnect that Kiki has with Tisha, and the reason why Tisha, or I should say, Kiki will feel some way about Tisha if she does. Because this whole fucking time, we've been trying to understand, what is this situation, or what is this personal information that Marcel and Tisha wound up telling Martell and Mel, at the beginning of their relationship with them or whatever, about Kiki. And the whole time, y'all was saying a whole bunch of shit, bitch. Even down to the fact that somebody said that the girl had bed bugs, all right? I said, so the fuck what? That don't, I mean, that is kind of personal. No, that is personal. Don't nobody want everybody to know that they got bugs up in their goddamn house, okay? Unless the motherfuckers come with them, I guess, yeah, tell me, but at least just, I don't know. Don't tell nobody else personal business. You know what I'm saying? Don't shame them. Don't do nothing like that to the sense. And so at this point, we come to find out that the actual secret was, or the blackmail, or whatever it was that they told Mel, it was the fact that she had got addicted to prescription drugs, high powerful prescription drugs. And if that's the issue that you want to see, this is why I can't with Marcel, and I can't with Tisha. Even though I feel the way that I feel about Kiki and Mel, because to me, Kiki's motive may be pure. I don't know. Well, I don't know whose motive may be pure, because she could probably be trying to get back. Mel can probably be trying to get at Tisha and them or whatever, get under their skins by being still cool with Kiki, even though they said that Kiki and her was cool first before Tisha and them. So that's fine or whatever. But in this particular moment, I'm understanding a little bit more clearly, because listen, I would not fuck with you at all if you put my business out there to somebody else without giving me the opportunity to tell them first. Okay? And that's if I wanted to tell them. You know what I'm saying? Why would you put somebody's personal information like that out there? That is something that is so close to the vest and so goddamn personal that you could have possibly had this girl, you know, fucking relapse, because you didn't triggered her by putting it out there. How did you know that she wanted somebody to know that? That is not your truth. That is not your story. That is not your issue to tell. And you took that opportunity from her to say that. If this is what it really is, you took that opportunity from her to say that. And then Mel said the way that they said it to her was like laughing about it. Oh, you better lock up your drugs and you better lock up this, because, you know, she might steal your prescription pills. That is so disgusting. That is so distasteful. And for you to do that to your family member, somebody that you said you was once close to, what did that lady do to you for you to want to put her business out there to other people and try to hinder other people from being cool with her? Because now that's what it looks like, Tisha and Marcel. You don't play around, and then you making it seem as if, you know, it's a joke. And I know we see people on TV and out here in the streets when it comes to drugs, and, you know, we call them crackheads or whatever, and people make jokes about it. But in reality, it's not funny. It's sad, because these people once had a life, and then their life just caught up to them, that they just resorted to drugs. And it's not like they intended on being drug addicts. You know, maybe something was going on so bad that they said, hey, let me try this, and then they couldn't get off of it. Kiki got addicted to prescription pills the same way a lot of people in this fucking world get addicted to it. Never had drugs before, all of a sudden had to have a surgery, and then you get these high powerful fucking drugs. I told y'all asses, bitch, at one particular point after I had my goddamn surgery, I did not understand what was going on with the drugs that I was given, okay? I was like, maybe I'm a little bit high tolerance to them, because, you know, maybe I need to pop another one to feel this shit. And once it became that point, I said, bitch, let me just not take these pills no more, because I'm not about to keep popping and popping so that I can get addicted or whatever. Hell no. So half the bottle, more than half the bottle still here, because I was just like, I just stick to my Excedrins and my Tylenol, okay? That's just it. But for you to put that information out there like, oh, that's just, like, that's fucked up. And that's just, nothing you can say can really make me want to fuck with Tisha and Marcel. And especially after that news. Meanwhile, you know, thinking that that's going to deter somebody from another person. Like, you really don't give a fuck about your people. You really don't give a fuck about your people to put their business out there knowing that that could possibly trigger them. And she went to go get help. It ain't like she didn't go get help. She went to rehab and all that shit. Like, girl, anyways, sometimes it be your family that do you the dirty the worst. Meanwhile, you got Mark and Marcel and Maurice meeting up so they can talk to him. And he just feels like he ain't really doing nothing wrong. He defended himself, and, you know, and again, it's all about the whole Van situation. You know, somebody took a conversation that he was having with Kiowa, you know, and put it online and all this stuff. And, you know, so he defended himself on that. Then he defended himself about the Van situation. Baby, we don't care. We don't care if you and Van had a relationship. Now, is it fucked up that she denied you? Yeah, but at the same time, let that shit go, bruh. Now you see what it really is, and that you ain't really mean shit to her, okay? Or that's how she trying to make it seem for her own image. I don't know why. It's kind of messed up, but damn, let that shit go. I mean, you don't want to be on social media going back and forth with women or whatever, because then they're going to say you're a bitch. Then they're going to say you're miserable and all this shit. And then you sitting up here talking about something, if we wasn't in a relationship, people not in a relationship are not doing anything with each other. They don't buy each other plane tickets. I mean, friends buy people plane tickets sometimes when they go on trips and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I ain't never do it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you got a point. You got a point. But at the end of the day, take some accountability for the fact that you putting shit out there. And then you talking about something, I still got stuff. And they trying to tell him, but don't you see that this is wrong, what you're doing? They're trying to hold him accountable, but he's just stubborn. And I'm just like, baby, this is a lost cause at this point. Baby, Marcel and Maurice are really trying to, and I'm not even going to hold them, and I'm not even going to act like they could have did anymore. And you can't really say they wasn't really trying to hold him accountable, Mark accountable, and try to do their part and getting that motherfucker to understand you can't be doing this. Like, yeah, I understand that you feel this way, and you put your initial response out to it, and that should have just been it. But now you keep doing more and more and more, and it's making you look like the aggressor, and it's making other people look justified in coming for you because of the way that you're doing it. And then you're not understanding that not only is it affecting you, it's not just affecting you and the people that you're coming after, it's affecting the people that's around you, that's associated with you. It's affecting me, it's affecting your brother, it's affecting your sister-in-law, it's affecting your nieces and your nephews and whatever. And Mark just don't give a damn. Now, on the one hand, if it's justified, I can understand, you know what I'm saying? And that's what they saying. If it's truly justified, like somebody is really coming for your neck and just talking cash shit about you, which I have yet to really see. And if it has, put it down in the comments. I could be staying corrected because, like I said, I don't keep up with these people, and especially I'm not about to keep up with a motherfucker that ain't been on the show. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. But at the same time, it's just like, chill. If you care for your family and how it affects them, especially the kids, just chill. Baby, Mark said, because they was like, do you feel like you owe anybody an apology, or you feel like you need to, no. I said, well, shit, bitch. At least he being real. That's the only thing that I can get out of that. He pig-headed, okay? He's stubborn, and he is exactly what Maurice said. He is set in his ways, and so it's going to be hard to try to move him. And I really don't feel like they was trying to, get him to... Because like I said earlier, you cannot get a grown person to do what you want them to do. They have to do that shit on their own. You know what I'm saying? You can't force them to change and all that shit. And he just stuck in his ways, and it just is what it is. Just stop bringing up his name on the show. We didn't even need to bring him on the show. This part was kind of pointless. I would have rather y'all did that shit off the show, the same way the shit been going on with him off the show as well. But meanwhile, you get Destiny and Tisha meeting up to have a little dinner, lunch, or whatever. My enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's what I get. Okay? Because, of course, they're both there to talk about this whole situation that happened down at Madani with Storm, with Mel, and all of that situation. And I'm just sitting here like, y'all just look like two bitter bitches. I'm sorry to say it like that, but I don't know. Maybe I'm built different, because if I don't fuck with somebody, and even if my friends still fuck with them, my friend knows not to tell me nothing about that person, and we can be fine with it. Like I said, I am not the person that'll tell you, don't be cool with this person or whatever. But if I don't care about somebody, I'm not going to keep on talking about them. I'm not going to keep on bringing shit up to make it an issue when it's not. I'm not going to keep on trying to make myself seem so much of the fucking victim. Like, woe is goddamn me, and that is what Destiny is doing and everything. And it's just irritating, bitch. Get your ass off the show. Girl, you know that she had, like, baby, how come we can't talk about your relationship? We know we couldn't talk about the marriage that's defunct. But now you in a long distance relationship. Can we talk about that? Can we get the camera? I mean, maybe he don't want the cameras over there, so that's one thing. But still, can we get a little bit more insight about that? Do you feel like you're not interested enough for people to care about that? Because, at this point, I feel like Destiny has made it so that it's even hard for her to even turn her to flip her narrative around, to even get more people that kind of was like on the fence about her, or who don't really care for her on this show, to even come over there to the side to her, to even sympathize with her a little bit. We sympathized with you last season a little bit, you know what I'm saying, with the whole Tiffany situation. We sympathized with you a little bit, finding out about the fact that, you know, basically you was left penniless almost in this divorce. But now it's, oh, I'm not friends. We even, to a certain extent, I even was on your side when it came to the point where, you know, I felt like Mel, she was just doing the most, trying not to be cool with you or whatever, using the dumbest excuse I felt to not be cool with you. But at the end of the day, you can't force a person to be cool with you. You can't force a person to want to be your friend. And therefore, you should just let that shit go, okay? And I truly feel like if Destiny wouldn't have went on this goddamn circus, from this person to this person to this person, talking about how, you know, I don't understand why Mel don't want to talk to me. I don't understand why she this, and I didn't know this, and I didn't do this, and this at the reunion at the hotel and all that shit. If she went around doing all of that and just let the shit sit for a second, by this season, Destiny and Mel probably would have been cool. And I'm talking about back cool like that. You know what I'm saying? They probably would have talked it out and realized that it was just a big misunderstanding or whatever. And I never meant to hurt you. I never meant to hurt you either. You know, I still love you, girl. You know, shit like that. But no, we just gonna keep on playing with these games. And now you're linking up with Tisha. You know, granted, you was already cool with Tisha, that's fine. But now y'all linking up just to talk about Mel and this whole situation. And you're talking about your relationship and that lack thereof. I really don't feel like it's gonna last. And if we come to the reunion and y'all still together, I will still be surprised. You know, the man talking about how come you don't cook when you get here. Bitch. Now let me tell you something. I was on Destiny's side right then and there, okay? Because listen, bitch. Now when I wasn't here, who was cooking for you? Who was cooking for you? How about you give me the opportunity to surprise you when I get there and determine whether or not I just want to surprise you with a goddamn home cooked meal, okay? Like, bitch, don't do that. Don't do that. Like she said, girl, I'm on fucking vacation, okay? Now, let me tell you something. I've been in a long-distance relationship before, and I'm not the type of person that tell somebody to come home and cook for me. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably surprise you with some shit, and they'll surprise me with some shit. But, baby, we can go to a dinner. You know, we can go order out. You know what I'm saying? And we can go to a restaurant. We can be a little romantical like that or whatever the fuck. Because, you know, this is just leisure time for us. You know, we trying to indulge in each other. I know it's a little bit romantic when you ain't seen each other to cook and all that shit. But, bitch, how the fuck you think I want to do that? What? That's what you waiting on for me to come over there after being gone for all these months, and for you to come? You want me to goddamn cook? Bitch, cook for me, okay? Girl, I was with Destiny on that part, but then we go from there to, girl, the last time I seen you, it was when we was at Madani and everything that happened. Like, girl, what's going on? And Destiny out there like, how y'all gonna come to my event trying to you know, turn up at it or whatever. You know, Mel didn't come correct. At least Stormy came correct or whatever. And I'm sitting here like, what the fuck do you want people to do, bitch? You want somebody to grovel at your feet when they don't feel like they did anything wrong and they already don't care about you? The only thing that Mel did wrong in that whole instance was showing the fuck up. But technically speaking, she wasn't wrong in that because they told her to show up. You knew what they was using your goddamn place of location for. They was trying to give you a little bit of airtime. That's why you agreed to have this fucking opening on goddamn screen. So let's not do that, Destiny. Okay? Like, come on. You know, and you, and I heard you talking about stuff. Why don't they escort you out just like they did Tisha and all this shit? Talking about something, I know it's a public event. Bitch, it's a public event. Escort me out of a public event that you're trying to say I wasn't invited to, but the whole public was. The whole difference between Tisha and her and Mel's event is the fact that Mel had a private event that you literally had to be invited to, okay? She had a real event. You had a fucking soft opening of a fucking beauty. Let me stop, okay? Let me stop because that's an accomplishment in itself. But girl, silly. Like, stop it, okay? Just fucking stop it at this point. And then talking about some, she did that because she wanted to have a moment. That's all that it was. She wanted to have a moment. And then Destiny was like, bitch, and then trying to tell me I'm not going to give you a moment or whatever. I should have said, I wish I would have said, I am the moment, okay? I am the moment. I said, first of all, Kenya did it better, okay? Because Kenya did it better on Real Housewives, you know what I'm saying that shit. Baby, I would never forget that. That was probably one of the best scenes of Real Housewives last season when Kenyon was drunk as fuck. That was funny. But bitch, don't do it, okay? Talk about something. Why don't you just take the air out your head? I said, bitch, fix your weave. You work at a fucking beauty supply store and that's the best that you can do? That's the best that you can do? I don't know the correlation, but baby, that's the best that you can do. Okay, I'm sitting here like, the moment, bitch, Destiny, you will never be the moment. Okay, not in this situation. You will never be the moment. I just, oh, Lord. I just don't understand. Like, bitch, you get upset that the girl don't want to kick it with you. Now you get up, like, girl, get over it. Get over it, okay? Damn. So, they continue talking about the whole thing, and girl, Stormy comes up, and Destiny, let me just say this. Destiny, baby girl, it's almost as if, and I don't know if I'm the only one that's getting that feeling from her, especially after listening to this. They talked about the whole Stormy situation and how, they met up and how Stormy said she brought that purse or whatever right after they had their little disagreement or whatever prior. And she was like, you kind of brought that as a flex and all that shit. And my whole thing is, if you don't want the purse, don't take the purse. If you don't like the gift or you think it's a flex or whatever, okay. But why are we making it seem like, she has to do business with you, since you want to say, oh, you're all about black business and supporting black women and all this shit or whatever, you know what I'm saying? How about you just, give me your product or at least do a pop-up and all this stuff, whatever. First of all, if I'm not cool with you, granted, this is business. This is business, okay? But if you don't have a good relationship with somebody, why would you trust them enough to have your stuff in their, in their vicinities? You know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't start off on the right foot that we saw, but from what I heard, y'all was okay at the point. But she had already explained to you the way the distribution and all of that shit works, okay? And it's like you want her to cut corners and just give you a favor and just do a pop-up here and a pop-up there. How about you go through the proper channels, okay? And again, just because you know her or you know of her, it does not mean that she has to give you anything. It does not mean that she automatically has to give you anything, because that's how it is coming off in my ears when Destiny says stuff about Stormy and her products, because that is all that she's been saying. Her main issue with with Stormy at this point is the fact that Stormy has not given her any products to put in that shut down ass fucking beauty supply. That would have cost her money if it would have came to what it came to now. Now I see, girl, just let it go. Just let it go. You didn't want the purse. Let the purse go. Go pawn it. Give it back to her. If you don't want to feel like a charity case, it is what it is. Moving on from that, this whole situation about the, asking Destiny, did she get an apology from Mel and Martell? No, I ain't getting no apology from Mel, but Martell called me the next day. Martell called you the next day because Martell is actually friends with you. Y'all been friends for a long time, and according to you, and that you like to put out there that, you was friends with him first before you came friends with Melody. That's fine. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, he's going to apologize for his part in it and for it getting as rough as it got. But to make it seem like that was, the sole intent was to come down there and let's start a fight and all that shit. That was not the sole intent for anybody. Not even for Miss Wanda, I feel. Nobody meant for none of that shit to happen. But motherfuckers just don't know how to act right. And for Tisha to, want to talk about the whole comeback meeting that they had about this whole situation. And, they trying to put all the blame on mama and trying to make it seem like, she the only one that did some stuff. Like, no, you did stuff too. Yes, and I said this in the last episode. Everybody needs to take accountability for the things that they had done and for the parts that they had played in the fallout of everything that has been going on since jump. Okay? And at this particular moment, in this particular instance, Wanda is the motherfucking crutch, okay? She is the motherfucker that is starting a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying? Because she just don't know how to mind her business. Wanda feels like she has to speak up on every goddamn thing, especially when it comes to Tisha. So yes, in this moment, it is your mama's fault. But yes, I do want them to all take responsibility, to all take accountability for everything that they have played, because no one in this group, hear me now, because I don't want to see the comments, because, you know, I literally said this in the last video and it was still people that was commenting saying, well, nobody take accountability. I literally said that. I literally said that. Everybody needs to take accountability, and everybody is not taking accountability for the things that they have done. Okay? So let that be clear. And she was like, she gonna confront her mama at her daughter's birthday party. Like, girl, why? So she can act the fool, or you think that this is the part where she gonna actually be calm, cool, and collected? All right, girl. So it's the little girl's birthday. I can't remember her name, but cute little kids. And they, Marcel said, bitch, y'all wanted to have this goddamn birthday party outside in the fucking heat in Alabama. It's so goddamn hot that the fucking cake has started to melt, okay? I said, child, now see, one thing Ashley don't do, now Ashley do some good weather, all right? I can do some cold weather, not extremely cold, but I can do some cold weather. Like the weather, I ain't even gonna say this week, because this week it's been warm, and it's about to still be warm for the rest of this week a little bit. But I can do 40 degrees, maybe 35, okay? I can do that perfectly fine. I thrive in it, bitch, you know? Girl, that 80 plus, leave me out the group chat, okay? Take me the fuck out, get me some AC, and that's just what it is. The event is not inside, don't call me, okay? Moving on from there, it was cute having all the little kids there. They sang happy birthday. They tried to hurry up and cut that cake before the cake fell over because it was melting a little bit. But at the same time, here come Wanda. Wanda and her feelings a little bit because they saying happy birthday without her because she was late. But this is the time where they decided to take Wanda to the side and to tell her about the meeting that they had and about herself. And the whole situation, she wants to see, a mature person would have been like, okay, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. I will own my part in this, and I won't say nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Tisha, you got it. And that's it. No, Miss Wanda want to go around the corner and say, well, she said this and she said that. And, you know, ain't nobody going to put their hand up in my face and I'm not going to say nothing and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Wanda, you the one that popped all of this stuff off, because even in the beginning stages of this goddamn show, when you first came on, no one was talking about you from the other side. It was you that was attacking them. So all of this stuff is built up, and you are the fucking common denominator in this situation. And so it's not trying to make it seem like it's just you, bitch. In this case, it is. It is. And people are responding to you finally. Okay? And then somebody gonna say in the comments the other day or whatever, or I should say the last week or the week before, talk about some, you know, people don't want to see y'all talking about, Miss Wanda was talking about Mel's daughter or whatever, but yet y'all ain't saying nothing about the fact that Mel be talking about Tisha and that's Wanda's daughter. I said, bitch, come on now. That is the dumbest comment I've ever seen. You know, because we are talking about a fucking adult to a goddamn child that is very much defenseless. So let's not be obtuse, okay, when we come to this whole situation trying to give excuses for what's going on for bad behavior, especially on Miss Wanda's part, okay? Tisha is Miss Wanda's child, yes, but she is not a child. She is a grown-ass adult that can take care of herself and can defend herself. Melody's kid, that daughter that they was talking about, she is a baby at this point, a toddler, somebody that cannot defend themselves, somebody that don't even understand what's going on at this point. So let's fucking stop with the dumbness, okay? Baby, girl, sometimes you just gotta get people together. That's just how Miss Wanda acting too. Just let it the fuck go. I just want them to stop. That meetup with Wanda was a waste of time, okay? Because even though at the end she said, you know, okay, I just won't mention nobody kids or whatever the fuck. She still said, bitch, that ain't how things go. I'ma mention whatever the hell I'm gonna mention if you gonna mention my shit. So, I mean, I guess you could say they tried, But it's Wanda, and we already knew it wasn't gonna go nowhere. Just like with Mark, it wasn't going nowhere. I guess, you know, what we wanted was them to try to tell her, and that's what we got. We got what we wanted in that instance. Now, again, people not gonna change right off the bat, and a person that's been doing this shit and is older and set in their ways, of course they're not gonna change right off the bat. But Tisha is naive to think that her mama they actually got through to her. Cause like Marcel said, if you're gonna get on live, why don't you get on live promoting your food truck and all of that stuff and promoting you know? And she just don't understand that. She's just a messy person, and it is what it is. When he tried to give her a hug and she said, I don't want to be smelling your titties and they stink. I ain't gonna lie, I laughed at that. But anyway, y'all, that is Love and Marriage Huntsville. Y'all tell me how y'all felt about the episode, and I'll see y'all later.